All right. So now that we've got done factoring, after factoring out the greatest common factor, what do we do when there isn't a greatest common factor? So here we want to factor this polynomial. We have 4x squared plus 13x plus 3. Now, first of all, I cannot just look for multiples of 3 that add to give me 13 because of this 4. That 4 is going to muck things up a bit. It's going to make things a little messy. So I'm going to have to do a little more work. We're going to learn a method here called, it's really guessing and checking. Guess and check. But we're going to do a more organized guessing and checking. We're going to guess and check using a table. Kind of a table. Okay, so first, I know the first thing. I know this is going to factor. Since I've got an x squared and an x, and it's a trinomial, 3 terms, I know it's going to factor into binomial times a binomial. I know these first terms have to multiply to give you 4x squared. And these last terms have to multiply to give you the 3. Okay, so these two, this and this, have to multiply to give me 4x squared. Okay, and this one and this one, those two, have to multiply to give you the 3. Okay, so that kind of helps a little bit, but then now we've got to get it to somehow get this 13x in there in the middle. Okay, so to do that, we're going to look at what multiplies to give me 4x squared, what multiplies to give me 3, and then we're going to create a bit of a table to come up with those. And we're just going to pick one, see if it works. If it doesn't work, we'll flip it around and pick a different one. So first I'm going to find multiples of 4 to give me that 4x squared. It's 1 and 4 and 2 and 2. And then we're going to find multiples of 3, which is just 1 and 3. Those are the only options. And so I'm going to start with maybe the first one, and I'm going to put one together, see if it works. So I'm going to use the 1x squared, the 1x, and the 4x to get the 4x squared, and we'll try the 1 and the 3. Okay, everything's positive here, positive, positive, even this here is positive. So positives. And then now we're going to check it. Okay, we'll save the check for orange. We're going to check it, see if it works, mainly distribute it out. So we'll have 4x squared plus 3x plus 4x plus 3. We want to check that middle term. Oh, sorry, I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay, that middle term, 3x plus 4x, got me 7x. So that one didn't work. So I'll be like, nope, didn't work. Let's try it again. Well, now instead of just scrapping and doing all new numbers, let's stick with the 1 and the 4 and the 1 and the 3, but now let's just switch their order. So instead of x plus 1, let's do x plus 3 instead, and 4x plus 1. So we're just switching which one's with which. Here the x is with the 1. Now we're putting the x with the 3. The 4x with the 3, we're putting the 4x with the 1. And again, now we're going to check it to see if it works. So we'll distribute. X times 4x is 4x squared. X times 1, that gives me plus 1x. 3 times 4 plus 12x plus 3. Okay, so now we look, we have my 4x squared, which we want. X plus 12x, ooh, is 13x, which is what we want. And then we have our 3. So we have 4x squared plus 13x plus 3. It looks like it worked. Yay, we found one that worked. Check, it worked. So there we are factored. We can stop. Now, if it wouldn't have worked, I would have needed to try something else. We tried all the combinations of 1 and 4 and 1 and 3. So then I would have had to jump to the 2, 2 for the 4 instead. So again, we're just checking. So one person may factor this and have to do like 6 or 7 tries before they finally get one here at the bottom that works. Somebody might have found it first chance out, you found it. Okay, so it just kind of all depends there. All right, so next one. Again, we want first term needs to multiply to give you, let's stick with the same colors here, we use blue. Oh, sorry, wrong page. Okay, so here we want to multiply to get 3x squared. So we want multiples of 3. Well, that's nice, that's just 1 and 3. And then we want multiples of 2. Well, that's just 1 and 2. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we'll set up So I guess we'll just have to do the 1 and the 3, 1x and 3x, and then plus 1 plus 2. And then we'll check it, distribute it out. We're going to check it, see if it worked. So x times x, that's 3x squared, plus 2x, plus 3x, plus 2. So I got 3x squared plus 5x plus 2. Well, I didn't want a 5x. I wanted, a negative 7x. It's important to notice here, that's a negative. Well, I didn't get a negative. And if I keep going, I'm not going to get any negatives because they're all plus. So that tells me that I'm going to need a negative in here. Okay, and this one didn't work. Okay, no go. That one didn't work. But we're going to need a negative. So, but this is a positive 3x squared, a positive 2. So the only way for me to multiply these and get a positive, but to somehow get a negative in here is if they're both negative, because negative times negative is positive. So why don't we try? Well, if these were all negative, negative 2, negative 3, I'd still get negative 5. So that one didn't work. So let's go ahead and let's try flip-flopping them. Let's put the x with the 2 instead, and let's make it a negative 2. And let's put the 3x with the 1 and make it a negative 1. And see if that worked. Again, a lot of trial and error. You'll eventually get to a point where you'll start kind of seeing some patterns and things, but until then, we just keep trying. 3x times that's 3x squared. X times negative 1 is negative x. Negative 2 times negative 3 is negative 6x. And then plus 2. Negative 2 times negative 1. Again, because these are plus negative, plus negative. Okay. Well, 3x squared. Negative x, negative 6, negative 7x, plus 2. Hey, we got what we wanted. We've got my 3x squared plus negative 7x plus 2. So we found it. We are done. Yay, there it is right there. We might want to write it a little neater. It was x minus 2, 3x minus 1 when I multiply those right there. Okay. We'll do one more example and then we'll give you a shot, give you a chance to do some. All right, next one. Again, I want multiples of 2x squared. So multiples of 2 are just 1 and 2. And then I want multiples of 7. Well, negative 7, which tells me one of them is going to have to be a negative in there, like either negative 1 or 1 negative 7. Either way, to get those negatives there. Okay, and then now we trial and error, guess and check. So I'm going to do the 1x. And the 2x. So again, notice how I set this up. I write both binomials. I put the first terms in both, an x and a 2x. And then, I don't know, the negative 1 and the positive 7. We'll try that one first, see if it works. Okay, so now we're going to check it. Again, that's a negative 1. So we have 2x squared, which is good. That's what we wanted. Plus 7x minus 2x. Minus 7. Okay, so we've got 2x squared. My middle terms end up giving me positive 5x minus 7. Did I get it? Ooh, close. We got 2x squared. We got this negative 7, but here we have positive 5x. We want negative 5x, which tells me that this worked except for the sign. So let's do positive 1 and negative 7 and see if that worked. So all I did is switch one for one was negative. So let's check it. So we've got 2x squared, when I distribute, negative 7x plus 2x minus 7. So 2x squared, these two make a negative 5x. These ones make. There, we found it. All right, so x, that one worked. Yay, that one worked, that one didn't. So x plus 1, 2x minus 7. There we go. Yay. Okay, your turn. I want you to go ahead and do page 395. Go and do number 2, and then 10 through 16 even.